Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 13 of City Reverberations on Friday the 13th of 2026. I'm Michael.
Yes. John, how's it going?
It is going well. We have reached the All-Star break, and
We
56
are.
games in, we are 27 and 29. Winning percentage of 48%. Ninth place in the West with 26 games left and the easiest schedule in the league.
Yeah. I think it's what's your take compared to what we thought? Where do you think we'd be after
I,
this point?
I think that we're doing in the ballpark of what I predicted, maybe a little bit better. I don't know. There have been streaks of a little bit better, but then there have been, we've been so crushed by the injury bug. And I mean, I think that we lead the league in games missed to injuries. So,
Probably.
um,
Which is
I,
ridiculous. Yeah,
I
we
mean,
and to still be where we're at, that blows me away.
taking into consideration how many injuries we have had, it's amazing that we're near 500 and in ninth place.
Is that saying we've been overachieving or everybody else sucks to a degree?
No, I think that we've been overachieving with the roster that we've had. I mean, so
Yeah.
many people
I,
have been out, and we are relying on two-way players to play meaningful minutes, and if they don't play well, we lose. So, I mean,
that's that's a very good point. And
in a perfect
we talked on this.
go
Go ahead.
ahead. No, you go ahead.
Um, we talked on it earlier of they're at their max. One of the two is at his max, right?
Yeah,
He just
so
played his last
City
game.
just played his last game of a two-way player contract, and so they have to make a decision. Um, they have to cut somebody to make a spot for him, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah. So yeah, 26 games to go. All-Star break. I think as a team we've played pretty solid. Um, all right, we can touch on that down the road if you want to. Everything. So it's been impressive. I think if I think back to the excitement we had in that first 3 or 4 games, and like, hey, we're going to play this way. This is going to be a fun season. And then
Oh yeah, we were
boom, boom,
ready
boom,
to
boom.
like revamp our estimates of how many wins we were going to have and push them into
Absolutely.
winning territory and everything. And I
Yeah.
still think that if we would have remained healthy, that that would still be true. Um,
Yeah.
but we clearly did not. And
No. Well, healthy.
which leads into something we'll talk in a bit about next year. With if we have the
Yeah.
same kind of roster, we're going to have to think we have to address it and how the rotations and who's playing, who's not, and but we'll get into that in a minute. I mean, let's not bury the lead. Deni's first
Yeah.
All Star game. Woohoo!
He
Congratulations.
deserves it. Absolutely
Oh,
deserves it.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, he should be getting MVP votes, although the team's not good enough to for him to win, but he should get some votes.
Sure. Yeah.
Um,
He's playing at a different even well, he came back for 1 or 2 games and he kind of picked right back up where he left off. He expected a little lull and it's like you take games off, but he kind of came back. Then they sat him Utah, didn't they? I didn't get to watch
yeah, they
all of
did.
that
They
game,
did sit him.
which is still probably that's not bad. Maybe I don't know. So, you posed the question
Oh
on.
wait, no, they didn't sit him. He played. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Did he?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. You're right. I'm off. I'm thinking of maybe the other game that he said. So, um, regardless, All Star game. He he was voted on or voted in. What do we think? How much time is he going to get if he plays? That's probably a bigger question we need to ask. Is he going to play? Um, I know his back is sore still to a degree. I'm sure, but he looked.
I don't think he's not going to play because of his back. There's
Yeah,
I any caution. I mean, he's just not, there's no way he's not going to play in his first All-Star game. There's no way. He's too much of a competitor. He's, and the other thing is there's no guarantee that he's going to have a career where he gets back to the All-Star game. So you have to, I mean,
Yeah.
as much as I want him to not play and not risk his back and not risk further injury, I think it's pretty low risk, and you're just not going to stop him from playing.
No, he said that even in one of the post game stuff. It might have been the first game he came back, is he's like thanking the doctors. The doctors are going to kind of have to save him from himself because he would have just played instead of letting his back rest. Instead of you know getting the treatment and stuff that he needs. He's like, yeah, I needed to be told, don't go play. You need to rest because you need to get healthy, fully healthy, so you can come back and play as you're capable of.
Yeah,
Um, so I agree with you. I don't. If it was myself, if I was in that position, I'm playing. I don't care. Give me 5 minutes on the floor, coach.
right.
You know, it's All Star game. It's not like there's super pressure defense until
Well,
fourth quarter.
there is a chance with the different format this year, USA versus the world, that there is a little more defense because the world
Yeah,
people are
bragging
going to
rights.
want to win, and so are the USA people. So I expect an
That
amping
is
up
true.
of the shit talking and probably more defense than in typical All Star games.
We need to go
Although,
back to the coat. Oh,
yeah, it'll still be
Matador.
yep,
Ole.
yep.
We need the Kobe pick up 94 feet on LeBron and stop and shut him down. Let's go. Uh, we don't need to go on the LeBron stuff, but there are so many good memes recently of just him
Oh yeah, yeah.
making spectacular moves and woo airball, lay up the airball or
Yeah,
airball the layup.
people have been laying into the whole comparison and why he's not the goat and why he'll never be the goat, and it doesn't matter how many games he plays or how many records he gets, he's still not.
Lay flop.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah, I'm
all the times of him on the ground crying about a call, it's like you
that he didn't get hit. That he, did he?
think about how many times Jordan did that, and the answer is none. Because if he
Yeah,
got knocked down, he usually popped right back up and got in
yeah.
whoever's face hit him.
Or it was you're like, oh, you just woke him up, and now
Right.
he's going to take it out on you in the next four buckets, and then he's going to put your team away. So,
Yeah,
yeah, that was
I've really enjoyed all that.
yes, it's definitely fun.
Yeah, and
Um,
to those that don't know, Laker hatred is supported here. We we take great joy in any Laker losses or bad things happening to the team. Um,
go whoever's playing the
yeah,
Lakers.
yeah, definitely.
I don't. I can remember one time. I don't remember the situation exactly why. It may have been for like a positioning thing where we had to root for LA to win, so we would get a position,
Yeah,
and that's the only time I think we actually were like, okay, we have to suspend it. We need the W here for LA needs to win this. I think we turned it into wait, come on, other team lose. So we weren't cheering for LA to win, we were cheering for the other team to lose.
that
So
tracks. That's something we would do.
yeah, we don't need to give the LA team anything. Jump, L, jump.
Oh, hi, Kitty.
Cat.
Here, I'll move her cat tree into the picture a little bit.
You're supposed to get on
All
the
right. So, on to the festivities, I guess is what you would call it. The
weekend week. Yes,
rookie sophomore games that just finished up. Um, they were
we had
mildly
some.
they were mildly entertaining. I got to see Kling. They it was interesting to see Steph Castle and Klingan together because both played at UConn
There
and
were multiple players out there, like three. Were there three or four
yeah, but one of them was on the other
players?
teams. But I was just talking
Yeah,
about the interactions and the chemistry that they've already developed, and Castle being able to throw lobs to him, and Klingon being
Yeah.
comfortable in his pick and rolls and everything, and it was uh it was nice to see, and it's nice to see. I mean, some of that is developing with Scoot coming back, and I mean, not to jump off of our current topic, but man, Scoot has been. It's just a pleasure to see somebody that is that good at spotting a quality pass and moving the
Yeah.
ball on time, on target to where it needs to be. I mean, he still gets himself into trouble dribbling into traffic, but man, there are some great passes from him lately, and
He
him and Klingon are really starting to develop that same kind of chemistry.
he I don't think he gets the credit because we haven't seen him consistently enough. Listening to Lamar on the broadcast, they're pointing it out, I think, too much because, like, let's try to build him up and make him think he's all, fantastic. But it's like he does break down where it's like he sees this pass before it's there, but he sees what's going to develop. Scoot does as he's coming up or making the, attacking the hoop or something. And he makes that pass. And you're like, yeah, that he should have thrown that. We are probably just from playing all the stuff we play. We're like, yeah, that was the pass. You should have thrown that now.
Hmm.
You throw it a second later, that's a steal, or the defense is back into position, or you don't suck them in enough, or you're going to dribble too far and it's a turnover at that point. Which, as a team, we still got to work on that. Good God, we need to stop some of the sloppiness.
Yeah,
Um,
dribbling needs to be a major focus of like the entire team this summer.
yeah, just unforced turnovers of You see Sharp do it. You see Scoot. You see Grant. You see Drew at times. Drew got one picked last time. I was
It's
just like, what's
it's all
going
the
on?
same kind of thing too. They drive into traffic, and then it's somebody coming around the back and reaching around the outside and poking the ball away
Yeah.
because they think that they've protected the dribble by dribbling on with the outside hand. But
No.
people with long arms are poking that away
Yeah.
all the time.
Or they make or the and just you're an NBA level professional basketball player. Throw a good pass that's not across the court and easily picked by somebody taking one step, intercepting it, and running the other direction.
Yeah.
That's probably the most frustrating. It's like, where are you throwing that, dude? There's no way. These guys are super athletes. You're going to throw that thing, either moonball it across the top, and they got a guy who has to jump to make it knock out of bounds, or it's a pick. But back to the big things. The game between them. Um, Today's game. You heard, I got to listen to it because I was driving when it was playing. So all I heard was Clingan, 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 Hanson, um, and it was PJ Clarissimo and I forget who the other guy was. But those guys talking, it was just like, it's like they were like, this is impressive. Portland's got two big guys that are, and obviously they had a good game in theirs. They were actively participating. It wasn't oh, hey, it's a big just setting a pick. You there was constantly calling Klingon's name. I think I don't know what he had in the first game. He had a pretty solid game in there. Um,
He had the first, I don't know how many buckets. He had a 3 and he had a couple right at the rims, and I think he might have had the first 7 or 9 points.
yeah, it sounded. I remember something like I caught it right then.
Besides the fact of how well he did in the Utah game yesterday.
Oh,
Holy
yeah,
crap, 23, 18, and 7. I mean, 3
yeah.
assists away from a triple double. That's amazing for him.
He tied for the most assists, didn't he? I think Drew had 7 as well. A point guard had the same amount of assists. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, him in general. It really he did wasn't what was the last stat? He was the first guy since Sabas to hit 1,000 points
Oh yeah,
and some of things.
I saved they made a picture of Sabas with Klingon, both of them action shots, and they so I have that in the picture rotation somewhere. That'll come up here on our video. Oh, and speaking of which, since you can't see it, I have the young highlights of that first
Boop.
game.
His pump fake drive by and double pump. Um, what are you
Oh,
viewing?
something just started making a bunch of noise. Be quiet. I don't want you to make noise. Did you hear
I
that?
don't know. Was it a high pitch?
It was a commercial.
No.
Anyways, all right. Well, hopefully it didn't come through, and I'll just sound like an idiot. Um, so
Did you,
yeah, I mean, it was nice to see both bigs play well in their games, and yeah, I mean, as much.
Clingan has been balling the last. He's becoming comfortable in his size and his ability to move. I see like
Oh,
when he gets his ability to catch just double pick it up down low, dribble, power, dunk, and you're like, okay, you're getting comfortable and able to know what
he's still bringing the
use your
ball
size.
down low too much, but he'll
Yeah,
figure that out and get better.
yeah,
But yeah, no, I'm tremendously pleased with his growth, and I'm really pleased with his attitude and
yeah.
what a red ass he is, and just he's
Does
always
not take.
screaming at people, and he's
He's the
always
one we hear.
looking to get into some shit talking with somebody, and he's always looking to swat the crap out of somebody, and so
You're
I
the one.
love that.
He's the one you hear when they don't get the little mute button on the mics
Oh,
on the
right, right,
court.
right.
You hear, God damn! You're just like,
Yeah.
whoa, well, that was. We know who that was. That
Well,
was
it makes sense. His head is also the closest to the microphone, so.
true. Yeah, but he definitely barks. He is not afraid of yelling and barking at people.
No, I love that, and
Um,
I love the same kinda attitude from City, although he's a little more subtle with his talking. He's more in his physicality, he's really trying to get under
yeah,
people's skin, but I like a couple people having that kinda attitude and just getting under people's skin. It's a necessary skill that you need to have.
I think but there, and then, and I guess the other part, the part I think we both appreciate more, it's they're doing it in a right way. They're not doing it dirty. They're
They're
not
not
doing it.
crossing the line.
Yeah,
They're
they
not
don't. You
Dylan
can see.
Brooksing,
Yeah.
they're not Chris
Yes.
Pauling, they're not doing.
Grayson Allen.
Oh, fuck that guy. Yeah, that guy is the definition of dirty player. I'm surprised he hasn't been suspended more than he has.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some cheap stuff out there. But yeah, no, they're all doing it well. I think we need that. I agree. We need that as a they do it kind of in fun and they're conscious of what they're doing and I'm going to do this in a manner that's, going to get somebody riled up, hopefully. But then it's not a that's not the one trick that they have. They go out and still play. It's like good. You want to do this? We're just trying to amp it up. A few other players, you got like Tumani doesn't do anything except I'm just going to play D and shut you down and put you in a box, as he states. And he does that, and that is the frustrating part. It's ridiculous. You know me from all the years we play. I love defensive side of it. I love to take charges, took charges and freaking park ball, and it's just like just dumb, but it's like it's a foul, dude. No, you're not.
Yeah, taking
Tumani gets,
that's something you and I both were kind of stupid in the taking charges and park ball is like,
but
I mean,
that
it
was
made us
in our
feel good, so that was great, but it's
it was
just
in our
kind of dumb.
DNA of but that's playing the right way. You're at least going to attempt it. You could say, "Oh nope, that wasn't there," but we'll go back to your, the the dude that threw the punch at you that time was just that was the you took a charge, you didn't move, and he ran right into you.
And he
You
fell
know,
down. I mean,
yes, yes.
that was the best part. That's one of the things I love the
Ooh.
most about taking charges is that like I usually didn't move, and they usually came away from the
Yeah,
interaction worse for wear, and
yes,
that was always was worth any momentary
yeah,
pain that was caused by the impact. But
yeah. That was good though. But yeah, seeing Tumani do it and get multiple per game. Then you
yeah,
got honestly, City has jumped into that. It's
yeah,
like, oh, we're gonna have a battle, see how many we can get. It seems he'll get two or three in a game as well. It's like good stuff. We got people that are willing to go, and try to cut people off, get in front of it, sacrifice for that, for a foul, and that causes problems. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
all right, so we got the rookie game, sophomore.
All right. Continue on with All Star Saturday. We have
Saturday
a late
returner.
entrance into this. Last Sunday, Dame announced that he is going to return to the 3-point contest and see if he can get win number 3 in the 3-point contest.
I
Mm.
Yeah, I
Uh,
he's if you've followed any of the stuff he's done online and just his practice and rehab, he's that's all he's been doing that stuff. He's added moves and stuff to it already now because he's healed enough, but he's doesn't look like he has not been playing. It looks like okay, you've just been practicing and you just haven't played in games,
yeah,
because we see that, but
they've also given them an extra 10 seconds this year because too many people were up against the clock at the end of it, so he's not even gonna have to, like, push the
yeah,
pace, which I think
that's
benefits somebody like him a lot,
oh yeah,
more so than other people.
he has a well, you can get people with a little slower release. You do have to get in a groove on that if you're, you got to get into it and stay in it. Where now you can be like, okay, I can slow it down a little bit, take that, take that second, spot up, square up, get everything right. 10 seconds is a lot because I mean, everybody rushed that last one. So they're all going to be, I bet they all finished with like 3 or 4. They should have done like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Most players got to that last rack and they would finish it. There's the last one they're shooting right at the buzzer. Um,
Well,
that
I
looks
mean,
weird
the
on
other thing
camera
you gotta
anyway.
keep in mind is that over the years, they've added 2 more balls. Those 2
Oh,
on
that's
the
true.
pedestal
Money
balls.
ball.
No,
Yeah,
I
you put
mean,
the
not
money.
the money rack, do they call that the money ball, the individual ones? Because there's the whole rack of money balls, and then there's the 2
I don't know
individual
what they
ones.
call them.
I think it's a sponsor thing, wasn't it? The Starry
Sprite,
s
yeah,
something blah, blah,
Sprite,
blah.
false, whatever. Yeah, somebody green and white, whatever the frick that is, ball. I think. Yeah, no, that's true. They added those, so the 10 seconds should be just right. And Dame, his shot, if he's on, it can be. We know it can
Yeah.
be over. It's going to be a good contest though. You have
Oh, yeah, the
shooters
field is
all
great.
around.
As opposed to the dunk contest, which is a bunch of who is that?
I have no idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the 3-point is doing it right, and, as others have said, LeBron ruined the dunk contest by not ever participating in it, by the so-called face of the league, the king, the not GOAT, um, not participating in that. It just set a precedent.
Yeah.
It's like who has been the impressive, entrance into the where are the Michael Jordans and Dominique Wilkins and Clyde Drexlers of today in the dunk contest? And they aren't there.
That's what. No. Sharp, obviously, I think he probably would have done it if he wasn't sore or hurt.
Yeah.
Um, I think he's been nursing that a lot of the season for some reason. In my view, I just look at him. Some of the time you see him walk, and it's like you do not walk smooth. Like there's a gimp to you in some aspect, but it's not enough to not stop. Yeah, that list is huge. Booker, Knipple, Tyrese Maxey, Mitchell, Murray, Jamal Murray. I didn't know he was. I thought he was. Oh no, he's not injured. I guess Norman Powell, which is crazy. That dude's bombs away in that contest. Um, and then Bobby Portis Jr. I know he can get hot, but
I think Norman
he's got to get
Powell's
hot.
one of those guys that his shot it is too reliant on his jumping and his legs, and a lot of times that doesn't translate well to the contest.
But hasn't he's been solid in it every year? It seems he does it all the time. I think he's done it more than
The
average. But
3-point contest or shooting 3-pointers in games?
no, I think it's 3-point contest.
I don't think he's been in it before.
No, I
No.
swear.
Prove me wrong, but I don't think he's been. Yeah.
Does it have a way to look up over the years?
Just
Da,
ask,
da, 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 da.
has Norman Powell been in the 3-point contest before?
Oh, we'll come back to that. There's more to that. Dame's in it.
Sure.
That's all that matters. That's what we're important excited about.
Yeah,
Um,
I think he has a good chance of winning it, but we'll see.
yep, it'll be interesting. And since he's coming off of playing, doing it in Milwaukee, and he's coming back here, and it's nobody's seen him play. Milwaukee, nobody from nobody in the league seen him play, obviously, because he's been out.
I love the
Um,
graphic, that was, like, showed all the contestants and then how many three-pointers they've hit this year, and his is 0, which goes with the letter O, and
yeah, I thought that the 3-point contest, if he's going for number three, he's always been like, this fits it as well. Good Lord. 3-pointers. He shoots threes, but Oregon, Ogden, Oakland, the three O's. He wears the letter O. We got another three.
he's
It's
made
just, it's a,
0
yeah,
three-pointers this year, yeah, it's all theme, it's all lining up for him to win number 3.
yep.
Knock on
He's on
wood.
his third, he's technically on his third team. We go down the list, right? All right.
Alright.
Um,
Yeah, unfortunately, the next topic is a sad one. My dreams of not making the playoffs are crumbling before our eyes. I think that we're pretty much locked into a play-in spot, which means I mean we could still lose in the play-in and not make it to the playoffs and get a draft pick in this year's draft. And but man, I don't think there's any way that we drop out of the plan.
is I'd have to look at the stats, but yeah, somebody was saying we're really solid in where we're at. Why am I totally lost with where? Dun, 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 dun.
I'm rearranging our topics to put the lottery sim after this.
Yeah,
So yeah, let's try something different. We're gonna play the lottery sim game. So here,
let's do that.
let's switch to my Tankathon window.
We are in. We are tied for 10th place, and we are 5.5 games ahead of the next team, which is Memphis Grizzlies. And yeah, abracadabra. I'd say some Harry Potter thing, but I don't know one off the top of my head. Blah 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 blah. Phew. Whee! You've got to. Oh yeah, in that aspect. The only way we move up is move down. Take it out of 5. I'm gonna guess this one's 13. 13. 14. Well, like last season, what was the we had a section we could not even get certain picks, right? Wow. I mean, he's not making the playoffs though, which is
It's not
fine.
making the playoffs, but it's getting one of AJ Debansa, Cam Boozer, or Darren Peterson, and having a stud of another young player on the team, which with all the injuries that we've had this year is not a bad thing.
True. Meaning we wouldn't have to play our two-way players as much as we do. At this
Yeah,
point, though, our two-way players are really they've worked their way into a
yeah,
bench role.
yeah. I wouldn't feel. I mean, I actually feel better about City than I do Caleb because Caleb is just so hot and cold. Like when he's hot,
Yeah.
it's incredible, but he's also when he's not, it's
City
it,
also brings
he brings
I'll
other
say this.
things outside of the shooting.
Yeah. His size lets him play defense and he can be aggressive and he's built like a tank, as you said. Um, City is a little more, or Love is a little more specific. As hey, I can be a freaking flamethrower if I'm on, and it's like good luck stopping him. He has that Dame I can shoot. It'll be interesting. Actually, that's some this see if because he went to all the Dame camps and stuff too as a kid. He's going to probably work out with Dame over the summer. He might come back just to even if he's not on our squad. He'll probably be on the Rip City remix then at that point if he
I
doesn't
no,
get on the team.
I don't know. It depends on if they can carve out a spot for him. If they can carve out a spot for him, I think that he would actually. They're going to give him a contract, um, because what he produces, what he gives to the team, is he's given a lot more than higher draft picks that are making more money than him. He's given more than Chris Murray
Yeah,
did. He's given more than Rupert does.
yeah,
Um, so
yeah,
I think that they I mean, with him having 6 games left on his two-way contract, I think that there's a possibility that he just sits a lot and they don't burn all of his games so that they can keep him to the summer, and then it's a little I mean, it's no coincidence that City played his last game as the last game before the All-Star break, and they're gonna take this week to figure out who's getting cut, and like we said, it's gotta be Matisse. I mean, I
yeah.
like Matisse. I like what he brings when he's healthy, but when has he been healthy? Um,
He's had too many.
he's got to get right
He,
with his
yeah,
knee and the tendinopathy, and so unfortunately, I
yeah.
mean, I would rather keep Matisse than Chris Murray or Rupert, but I
Rupert's
mean,
actually stepped up decently and is just
he
being
has,
ready.
but he's still. I mean,
It's not Matisse.
he's not Matisse.
Matisse,
Matisse
Matisse is that
is
higher
a
level defensive player.
and a unique higher level defensive player. How many people block three pointers from behind? How many people make steals from behind? How many people are in the passing lanes like he is? He's a different kind of, I mean, he almost guards people in a way that he wants them to get by him so that he can poke
Yeah.
it out from behind.
Yep. You just lull him into that. If I'm not tooting my horn, that's the way I play it. I'm like, you can throw that pass. I can't get to it. Oh yeah, I can. You know.
Oh yeah, I try to do that all the time. I would sit
Yeah.
there and use my peripheral vision, and I would be in the triangle trying to figure out it's like, how do I get as close to where this ball is gonna be in 5 seconds without letting them know that I'm paying attention?
Well, that's probably why we had a lot of success playing.
Yeah, and also I think, most people underestimate I was much quicker than I look.
Yeah, true, very true. Yes.
So
Um,
that was helpful. But, yeah, no, I mean, it's unfortunate. I don't wanna cut Matisse, but these difficult decisions have to be made if we wanna keep City and Caleb.
yep. All right. So we've got
The next one
possibly
is
number two or 14. 14th pick.
well, we're just gonna bask in this
Second.
sim lottery of the second pick in the draft, and with that, any one of those 3 players I would probably be happy with, although I think I would rather have one of the bigger players, um, Devonsa or Boozer rather than another guard, even though Darren Peterson might be the best player in the draft. Um, so
Yeah. Yeah. With size, the league has gone back to. I mean, you look at even our squad. If we can go the long defensive team. Everybody, Tumani, Deni, Grant, Williams, Drew. I mean, that's a flipping, you covered the entire court, you know.
Yeah.
Are that only four guys or five? One, two, three, four. Tumani, Deni, Grant. Yeah, that's five. Williams, Drew. That's a lot of, and that's not, I mean, Drew's the smallest at what, 6'5", six
Yeah.
four, six
Six
five,
six four
almost.
ish.
But he's not, yeah, he's not a little guy that you're just gonna stop. He's not. Dame is a little smaller. He's not Love. Um, but if you get that, that's the type of speed. They're also going bigger. You're starting to get back to the, hey, we got a real center. They
Yeah.
got to be able to shoot. But even Clingan does not have a back to the game basket yet. But he's not. He does his work when he scores on the inside on offensive rebounding. He
Yeah.
doesn't have to have it. He's just, cool. Hey, they shot a three. We still shoot it. Cool. We got the second chance points of him getting a rebound. I'm going to score it again. That's why he's what, leading the league, isn't he? Is he first or
Offense,
second?
I think he is.
It's him or Rudy up in um,
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Yeah. So going in that, if we have players,
Yeah,
we get a
let's
draft
let's do
pick.
let's do an exercise. So next year, the hypothetical is next year. This is our team, what we have now.
Yes.
Let's assume that Matisse is gone and that we have City. Um, I don't know if Caleb Love is gonna make it. Um, so I will consider him not a part of the team because I don't know if they're going to cut two people to make a spot for him. But you can go however you want. So um, let's imagine what is our rotation? Who's going to play and what are their minutes going to be? And so this is stuff that we've talked about before about trying to have a rotation to not have as many people have these big spikes of minutes of, oh, he's playing almost 40 minutes, he's playing most of the game, and we want to eliminate that. It's like you got to think about two of your most important players next year, Dame and Drew, are going to be 36 and 37, I think.
Yeah. I think, yeah, I believe that's right.
So, heavy minutes for either of those guys, and especially Dame coming off of an Achilles rupture and Drew having calf injuries all year. I think significantly lowering both of their minutes and trying to get in the neighborhood of being even. So both of them in the
Yeah.
ballpark of being about 24 minutes. I have at point guard, I have Dame starting and getting about 25 minutes, and Drew coming off the bench and getting about 23 minutes. And this is, as far as any of these rotations and stuff, this is just kind of the goal that you're going for. Of course, free throws, I mean, not free throws, fouls and injuries and different things
Yeah.
are going to affect your rotations and get you out of this. But this is kind of what you're trying to achieve every night, all things being equal.
Yeah.
So, who do you have for your point guard rotation?
I'm in the same as you. I got Dame. I think, yeah, Drew off the bench. And again, that can change either way. Like you said, the whole team, we want less minutes per player. If they're hot, you can ride them, let them go. I think
Right,
we
but that's
also
the
look at,
exception to the rule, and doing
yeah,
that once in a while is going to be fine, and it's not going to wear down the players over time, as opposed to like Dame's entire first tenure with the Blazers. How hard did we ride him? I mean, he'd
yeah,
play
he
high
wore the saddle
30s
out.
or low 40 minutes all the
Yeah,
time, and he was
and
amazing. But
yeah, but we needed that to be competitive. It
right,
was
no,
like,
there
yeah, we
was
got,
the team is not nearly as successful without him doing
no,
that.
no, yeah, he was, there. Um, yeah, I think, yeah, we want those things to it. This isn't taken into kind of our. It also depends on how they're going to go defensive strategy. Are we going to do like you said or you mentioned or created kind of the, hey, we're going to play the, what gear are we going to be in? What type of car are we going to drive? Or are we going to sprint? Are we gonna, it's downshift, or are we just gonna cruise? Um, what is that's not the analogy you used. Um,
I was talking about the analogy I was trying to make is a manual transmission where every gear does a different thing, and each one
yeah,
of those would be a different collection of players that are focused on doing a different thing. One of the
we just
examples is your all defensive team of something to the effect of Drew, Tamani, City, Rob, and
should have Denny
Clingan,
or whoever.
Denny. It
Clingan.
depends on who you're playing against. If you have two bigs or um,
Yeah, we become long defensive. You got Wesley. We haven't thought put Wesley out
well,
there.
that's
Wesley,
another. That's so.
yeah,
That's another thing is that you would have variations of that defensive team. It's like, do you want to be real fast? Then maybe you take Drew out and you put Blake in. Um,
yeah,
you know, do you like if do you want to just grind them down and have two people picking up 94 feet for a
yeah.
whole length of
Yes,
time? Then
yes,
you're going to
yes.
have Blake and Tamani in there doing that, and then you could so that kind of flexibility is a luxury and would be just fantastic.
Which I think they're gonna do something to that nature. That's how they started the season. That's how we started the season doing that. And even once we got Blake back, you saw that where, Thiago would, hey, we're gonna run this group. Hey, throw him in there. Let's change this pace. We're gonna go, and he's gonna
Yeah,
go, and we're
he's
gonna
just
run.
got another gear, man. It's crazy how much faster he is than the best athletes in the world.
Yeah, yeah. He's I mean, Roadrunner. I think that's my nickname for him is Roadrunner because that dude
Meep
is
meep.
me me. Yeah, he's gone. And who was the team though they played? That was the guy with they had the guy that was smaller than him that was quick as crap too. Um, like that dude was coming down, and Wesley was like full speed trying to stay in front of him. I think it
Mhm.
was Minnesota. Who's the Minnesota have?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was, Ayo Dosunmu. Um,
Some little dude, but yeah, he was quick as shit.
yeah.
And I'm like, okay, Wesley's fast, and this dude's got a ball and is pushing Wesley to be top speed playing defense.
That
But yeah, no,
Minnesota game, that's an example of why I don't wanna make the playoffs this year.
yeah, you hit the top
Aga
teams, that's a
Against
problem.
quality teams like that, there is a significant difference still, and
Yeah,
I I don't think the playoff experience is worth giving up the draft pick this year.
so yeah, we're in play-in, so we would play Oklahoma City, which we've got our ass handed to us three
Well, no,
times
I
by them.
mean, so no, you gotta the way the plan works is, um, 7 and 8 play. Whoever
Yep,
wins that is 7. So there is a
yep,
chance that you could not be playing. I mean, you're probably going to be playing OKC or the Spurs. The Spurs actually have a
okay.
legit chance of ending up first place. So,
Yeah,
so
they're 3 games behind
do you want
Oklahoma City right now.
Wembanyama or do you want OKC? Yeah, I mean
Or
it's ugly either way.
or yeah, there's no way we get up to play Denver, but it's like I don't want to play any of those teams. We
I
don't match up
yeah.
well
Do you want to
against.
play Denver in the first round? Oh my God, no. We yeah.
Yeah, when they have the experience and all, Oklahoma has experience, Denver has experience. San Antonio is just Wemby's a matchup hell for anybody, unless you
Yeah,
do it as a
San
team.
Antonio is setting themselves up to like they're going to be one of the only teams that's going to be as good or better than OKC over the next few years.
Yeah, yeah, that's a. All right,
So
all right.
yeah,
Where were we at?
yeah, we're
Yeah,
talking about the plan 7 and 8. I mean, we could get up to 7. None of it is good. I mean, I
no,
think ideally how it the best way for this to go is that we end up 9 or 10 and we lose either the first game or the second game. Either way, we don't make the playoffs. We keep our pick, and all the things I want to have happen. We have a chance at the lottery, and even though it's incredibly unlikely that we'll end up anything other than 14th, there's still a chance.
Let the balls bounce. Let the ping pong balls bounce.
I mean,
No,
if we
that,
want to be, cry a little bit and have some painful recent memories, let's remember that we missed Victor Wembanyama by one ping pong ball.
we did that 2 years in a row, didn't we? Didn't they say that happened to us again?
I believe so, but the it wasn't 2 years in a row. Was it Cooper or was it 2024? 2024, we didn't nobody really cared about
No,
that game.
it was Coop. You said I think you said it was Cooper Flag again. It was recent and it was one before that
Yeah.
somewhere. I remember you saying that. Yeah, they said that Portland missed the first round pick again. Maybe that's the F the draft we need. Well, this is what we get. F the F the freaking lottery.
Yeah.
Um, but going into that, so we've got if we're going back to where we got. All right, back to the team.
Okay,
We
so
need back
you
to the
let's
topic
switch
where we
back
are.
and forth. Your shooting guard rotation.
I've got Shaden. Shaden needs to be in there. He is starting to play well enough to be there consistently. Hopefully, he doesn't have any injury like his calf is hurting him now. But when he is locked in and playing, he is he's starting to get that confidence that just I can hit a shot and it doesn't matter where I'm at. And
Yeah.
he's hitting mid range, which is I think that changes it. He steps out to hit the three, but he is hitting that mid range fade away, that kind of turn back over your shoulder, shot. Um, he needs to tighten up the handles, which, as you've stated, we as a team need to do. If he gets that, and I will say he had one I don't know. It was a couple games ago. He went to the rack and tried to two-hand dunk on that guy as he should have, and he should do more of that.
Yeah.
I about jumped out of my chair when I saw that. I was like, "Oh, please, dude, you need to pack one of those on people just to make people take notice that yeah, I can fly. Get out of my way." And it's like you need to do that. That was the one he fell. The one I think he got hit as he once he grabbed the rim and he got feet wiped out or something and
Yeah.
came down pretty hard. But it's like he needs to do that. He needs to be it. That's my two. That's at my shooting guard. I think Scoot coming off the bench at least until they see what Scoot can do consistently. Um, and this goes a little bit with what you're talking about with gears and how we have a team. Our bench can virtually be a starting five. And it doesn't matter who you sub in where. And if you're starting Scoot as a second, and then we'll get down to some of the other guys that we got coming in, I think that's going to cause other teams to be like, that's how do you stop that? We've got to adjust how we do this because they've got starters that are coming off the bench, and that's
Yeah.
a problem for other teams. So yeah, I got Shaden, Scoot. That's my one, you know, starter bench player as a shooting guard.
You also
And
have
I would say, yeah,
Wesley listed. What's your minutes distribution between Scoot and Wesley?
um, 70-30. Scoot. I think Scoot should get that. It depends on how we got to do that. Scoot can do some of what Wesley does aggressively. He doesn't have that speed, but he's bigger and he's strong too. He's not going to back down. Where if teams kind of try to expose, whether it's Dame or Wesley, which are the two shortest guys, that's the reason why Dame doesn't. They're going to try to just go buy Dame and get it, run him off a pick or something. Wesley's going to fight over that much easier. Um, I think Dame, you can't put Dame on they can't just post up Dame on the block. He doesn't give up that position easily. Wesley, yeah, 70-30, depending on where it is. But yeah, that can fluctuate a little bit. But yeah, I'd give them predominant minutes to Scoot. And then I put him there, Wesley there, because you can, like we were talking about, if we need to go, hey, let's go for, a defensive squad, just leave him out there and then he can sub in wherever else, even
Yeah.
if we go small.
For
What
my
do you
shooting,
have?
I have basically the same thing, except for I don't have Wesley in there because I to me, I I don't know. I think that you're so yes, I have Sharp starting. I would have him at about 26 minutes, so just favoring him a little bit in the minutes over, and then Scoot getting 22. Um, if you the 70-30 split, then you're talking about Scootin getting, what is that, 18 minutes a night, and he's not going to be happy with that. And then does that cause a problem with his, him being able to hit his goals and do what he wants to do as a player? And
True.
and 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 does that mean that he doesn't sign an extension with us and that we lose him and it causes some drama like that? I don't want to have that happen. Because I don't know. I've been
Yeah.
since he's come back, and of course it's only a few games, but I've been really impressed with where he's at and what he's able to do, and he's definitely providing things that the other players that we have right now are not providing. And
Yeah.
so it would be like in a perfect world, none of these players would hit their actual minutes because we would be up so much at the start of the fourth quarter that then you put in players 11, 12, 13,
Yep.
14, 15, and they get their minutes that way. And then that to me, that's the ultimate goal, is that
Yeah.
you are
I,
playing so well that your starters sit in the fourth quarter. Your best player, Denny,
yeah.
sits in the fourth quarter. Tamani
Yeah.
sits in the fourth quarter. Dame sits in the fourth quarter. Klingan sits in the fourth quarter. All those guys,
Yeah.
that would be perfect. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I would probably just have those two as my general thing and sprinkle in other people as needed. Blake and I guess City would probably get some of that time. Yeah, that's the other thing, is that in my rotations, like I don't have City or Blake or Caleb getting any time on a regular basis because I don't know.
Well,
They shouldn't. It's like they're the break glass in case of emergency kind of players, and hopefully
I
we aren't having the emergencies to do that unless we're winning, and
that's
that's
I
not
think
an
that's where
emergency.
I'm leaning. I'm leaning to, hey, we're going to be in a position where everybody's going to get that. We're going to be at that. Dame's 26 minutes, maybe max. Drew's 25. Denny's at 30. 32 minutes. Tamani is the same thing. Let them get their minutes, but I want to be playing them throughout, not throughout the game, but I want them to be averaging and getting 10 minutes a game. If they're getting, even if it's just 10, that's the whole fourth quarter. And, or hey, they get the last 5 minutes and they get a couple minutes here and there in the other parts of the game. Or, and this still kind of goes with what we discussed with the, if we have the salvos of teams, it's like, hey, cool, you're gonna have this 4 minute run. This team these guys get 3 minutes, they get the last 4 minutes of the quarter or something, you know. Um, they're gonna get their minutes even if it's spaced out, but they're gonna get it because at the goal end of the season, game 60 through 80, everybody's fresh when we hit playoffs.
Yeah, everybody's
And then it's go.
healthy, everybody's fresh, and you hit the playoffs in the best position you could possibly be in as a team. That's the
Yeah.
goal.
That's, I guess, where I'm looking at it. It's like I want those guys to play. This year they've got the experience. That's not going to go away. It's not going to change come next year. Now it's going to be, can you be ready? Because everybody's going to be shooting for us now. If we have a
Yeah,
solid team, we can at it.
there's a I don't know. I think somewhere in between your answer and my answer lies the truth. There's
True, probably.
I think that I'm probably going a little too far and not playing those guys because you do have to play them to keep them kind of connected and feel like they're contributing, feel like they're, getting the opportunities that they would like. But you also got to keep in mind that on a healthy team, they are the end of your
Yeah,
bench. And so how you
that is
balance
true.
that's a tricky thing. That's why Tiago or whoever a coach is gets the big bucks. All right, so let's move on to small forward. My small forward rotation is, of course, I'm having Tumani start, and
Yep.
he's going to get the bulk of the minutes. I have him at 28, um, and then Veet, I'd have him coming off and getting 20. Although that position, the small forward position off the bench, I think that that is going to be where a lot of what we were just talking about bringing these end of the bench guys in. There's going to be a lot of variability in that. But the other thing is that once Veet is comfortable and he's shooting threes at 42%, he's going to
Yeah,
earn those minutes,
yep,
and you're not going to want to take him out because he's
it's a firepower.
potentially one of our best I mean, he might be our best shooter percentage wise.
Yeah. And the only thing I would see at is our teams picking on him in a defensive manner, and that's going to be just a matchup issue. But yes, he's tall and long. He's under 200 pounds at 6'7" or 8. That's light.
But at
That's
least,
light,
I
light.
mean, even though he's that light, 6'8" is long, and
Yeah,
you can cause problems in other ways. I would be much more concerned about him defensively than I would be playing against somebody like Caleb.
yeah, yeah. He's Tayshaun Prince
Yeah.
from the old, right? That's old Detroit.
Yeah. Detroit and Memphis is where I think he ended up after that.
Yeah, but yeah, his long, skinny, but yeah, you still cause problems.
All right.
Um,
Your small forward
I,
rotation.
I'm I'm the same. I see the same thing. I think I have a little more minutes if it's Tumani, but again, that's going to just fluctuate with, hey, let's be up enough in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Okay, you can sit. That's gonna the minutes will fluctuate. I think I more went with just rotations, but um, yeah, I'm same thing, same idea. We're very much the same, I think, in a lot of this. So
Yeah. All right.
um,
So power forward for you.
I got to go Denny. Put him in there just because he's our power forward point guard. That's how he's adapted this year, and I think they're gonna have to. You got to play to that next year too. It's like if we're running, and it'll be interesting to see how. You know, we've done it well this year, even with like Drew. He's not afraid to throw the ball ahead, get it to somebody else, and let them create and go. I
Yeah.
think he's smart enough when it's like, oh no, we need to calm this down, and I'm going to bring it down, and you see him back it back out. Come in if even he gets to the paint and pulls it back out and be like, all right, let's run this and wait for things to, excuse me, wait for things to happen and get people where they need to be to get a bet, to get a good shot out of it. Yeah, Denny there. Um, if we go power forward off the bench, this is again where I love seeing it. If Jeremy, the way he came off the bench this year, he's having one of the best seasons
Yeah.
as a Blazer. And it's
Yeah.
like, you know, eh, great. If other teams got to be like, oh crap, he's coming off the bench. Oh shit, their bench players are going to be like, they're good. They're obviously they're NBA players, but it's like, all right, yeah, he can start. He's a starter. He's coming off the bench, and then you're going to put him with Scoot, who could really start. We got a guy who can shoot. If it's Vit coming off the bench, oh yeah, he's a better shooter than most anybody else we have. Except I'm gonna honestly, if Dame's on, Dame can shoot from he's threat cross half court. Um, yeah, that's a problem. Jeremy off the bench, and we haven't. This is just roll for roll. You don't think, oh, let's sub in and okay, let's go crazy. Denny sits out. Now we got Jeremy Tumani, Sharp, Scoot. Scoot's in for Dame or something, and mix and match. It's there. So,
Yeah.
what are you? You are,
I'm the exact same thing. I don't think there's any other answer for that unless there's injuries.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it's Denny is
um,
getting the bulk of your time. He has earned that. And
yeah,
Jeremy gets every other minute, and he has earned that. I mean,
yeah,
I so that's one where both of them have earned it enough that you almost feel like that those minutes might spill into other positions. And
yeah. We have this is picking something that we have to choose. But yeah, okay, Sharp may not be having a great game. He's gonna come out. All right, Jeremy, going for Sharp. Too bad. Oh, great. We have two different forwards playing in there. It's like, again, that's where kind of they are universal. We look at it, and that's how we want defensively. Where hey, switch everything up top. Okay,
right,
you got a 6'8", you got a 6'6" to 6'9" person that can guard anybody on the wing. Great. Oh darn, what do they do? Oh, create a switch. Nope. Sorry, you got somebody else
Well,
that can play
that's the other
defense.
thing is that if you have that redundancy and everybody is like 6'7" or bigger and real long arms, they aren't hunting a matchup.
No,
They're not
no,
hunting the smallest person on the floor to get in a pick and roll
yeah,
and eat them up. So that is a tremendous advantage and one of the best
yeah.
things that Cronin has done with his reworking of the roster.
About time. Only take a few years. Let's see. We shipped off a guard and waited 2 years, and then he came back and went, "Oh yeah, you guys finally got what the freak I wanted 4 years ago, 5 years ago, probably that."
Yeah.
And then what do we got as the big man in the center?
We both have the same thing. So Klingon is getting the bulk of the minutes and has earned that.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
Rob Williams, when he's healthy, is
It's
going to be your
fun to
guy off
watch.
the bench. And Young is still a project, and he's going to get minutes here and there, but it's going to be when Rob's not playing. It's going to be when we're
Yeah,
up big. It's going to be spot moments here and there. I mean, he's still young. He's still learning. And the people that are all all the people that overreact to this shit just are tiresome. And it's like you saying that he's a bust and we should be trading him and getting rid of him. It's like he's a 20-year-old big man from China that doesn't speak English. Why don't you give him some time?
yeah, you got to look. So they have done consistently. You see him get somewhere first half, usually first quarter, no, second quarter, somewhere in the middle. It seems like he usually gets about a five
Yeah,
minute run all the time. That there's a consistent, hey, let's get him in the game, let's get him exposure, let's get him there. You see
right.
him
But it's
usually,
all it's also situational. They are being careful to not put him in
yeah,
things that
get
just
destroyed.
expose him and
Yeah.
make him look stupid.
Who was that? Who was it that destroyed Allen?
Oh, Jared Allen, the Cleveland game, man.
Yeah,
Clingan got worked.
yeah. I'm saying you put Yang in that, it would be like, yeah, he'd have been just boom, boom, boom. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
yeah,
that's just depressing. No
yeah,
need to do that to the young man.
no. So yeah, and again, yeah, we can go in way in depth. There's so much that roster. We want it flexible. We want it rested by the playoff start time and everybody fresh. Um, and which I love this year that we have had that. If we can keep those bench players and have them, they just gain all that experience, and it's like hey, cool, we can throw you in anywhere. You're good. We don't have to worry about you. There isn't a hey, this guy's playing. He's coming out of the G League. Let's get him some minutes. Oh, we don't have any players. Oh, come on. We just cool. They have City. Yeah, I have zero reservations about them. Hop on the floor. You guys can play crunch time. It doesn't matter. You know.
Yeah, one other wrinkle about all this rotation talk and the minutes distribution and my whole transmission analogy and stuff like that. One of the things that I have in my mind of setting up a rotation as I just outlined like that, where all of those players that you're kind of addressing and giving minutes at the end of the bench, where I'm not. One of the things that I kind of envision with that is that if the league gets used to my rotation of those 10 players and then 11 through
Yeah.
15 are not playing, but then you randomly go into these other gears,
Yeah. Absolutely.
that's that's stuff that they don't scout as much and they may not game
No.
plan as much, and so it's much more of a surprise, and if you use it in surprising unexpected ways, I think it could be much more impactful, get better results, and like you could just
Yeah.
change the energy of a game for a couple minutes in an unexpected way, and unpredictability is something that if you could scheme a way to like manufacture unpredictability in a planned, that's a weird phrase, planned unpredictability.
Predictability.
uh,
I think. Well, like I think that would come with they're going to be known just from this season alone with what Love is capable of doing. They watch him. Wesley throws that unpredictability because you know what you're gonna, how he plays, but where is it gonna or when is it gonna happen that he, gets that? You the other thing I was thinking of how you say that, it's or do we get and we as a team set the standard of how you're gonna play. Oklahoma City plays their way and they play physical and they get after you and they bump you and they foul you. They play that way and they set the tone every time they get out on the floor. If we get out there and do that, like we had teams going, they play this way from the tip.
No, we
That's
have
a
to do that
challenge.
because if you don't do that, then the refs don't get used to your rough play
Yeah,
and you get whistled a lot more. I mean, part of the reason that you want to play like that all the time, part of the reason why Tamana is trying to draw every offensive foul that he can is because it does skew the refs blowing of the
yeah,
whistle and how often are they calling, how often do they let you get away with something, how often do they let you be a little
yeah,
bit rougher than normal. It's like there are plenty of times where I see us just manhandle somebody where a couple of years ago it would have been an immediate whistle
yeah.
and and
I
so
was meaning
the letting them play part of it is important.
I was meaning also though we have to establish our brand of how we're going to play defense or how we're going to play as a team. Really, not how we're going to play defense, but there's the okay, we're going to run, you know, squat out there for 5 minutes or 4 minutes, and they're going full bore. The next group's getting out there, we're not letting up. And we're going to go back to that first group, and they're going to finish the quarter strong. If you don't adapt, we're going to continue to do what we do.
So
I was
hey,
trying to say
let's
that.
let's pause on that topic. Let's drill down into
Okay.
that. So in that scenario that you just outlined, you have the whole team going hard for 4 minutes and you get subs in. Are you doing a whole hockey line change or are you only doing a couple people? And then, so how
You,
are you, how are,
if it was,
how is Coach John handling that?
I'm going to be probably you're going to run it. You've got to layer it in some aspects. You bring in like we've talked in the past. Wesley's going to come in for a change of pace. I would bring in probably two players if you need it. Obviously, fouls and everything is dependent upon. Bring in a few, and you're going to take two out. It depends on
Yeah,
what it is. If you got somebody coming off the bench and, if Dame starts, he comes off and hits three shots. Nope, he's not leaving the floor. He's not going to need to leave the floor because they're going to call a timeout, and then where he gets to rest and he gets to come out and be refreshed again, and he can go
right.
out and bust more. Or you, you know, you that's where the coaching has to adjust to what's happening game wise. But I would bring them in kind of the salvos. I've used that word already. Um, bring in a couple. Okay, cool. Those guys are going hard. The other guys are starting to tail off. All right, sub those two in. So there's constantly a refreshed. Hey, you have that. And I always looked at it. I think when we played, your defense is going to lead to offense. And you don't get tired when you get that fast break and a layup. Poof, the defense is offensively, you're like, cool, that's great. All right, we got energy now. Let's go hard. Poof, we get a turn, we get a steal. You know, let Tumani, let Wesley be out there and pick up as far as you want. We're If that is the case too, the team isn't going to get into it. They got 15 seconds to get into their offense. And I don't really have to play defense intensely for anything more than 15 seconds, 16 seconds, because they're just going to get it across half court if they're picking up full. You're putting pressure on
That
them. You're
is a
changing the
bonus
pace of
of
how
the
they want to
full
play
court press is that they have so much less time
into
on
the
the
offense.
24 clock and that means that you're playing defense for theoretically less.
But you also can't freaking fall asleep, which
No.
we know that happens. But they're bringing them in waves. That's going to allow us to just you don't ever let up. There's always somebody fresh.
Right.
Even and if we're playing defensively, that's going to be either missed shots or steals. And if we get steals, then we're gone and running. And then if we're off and running, either they're going to call timeout or we're going to be scoring. And then if they don't call timeout, we're going to sub in somebody else that's just going to keep doing that.
Yeah.
And like you said too, we may have a gear of, hey, oh, cool. Well, let's, downshift it. We've got to go. We got foul problems. Now let's shift it down. Let's run a half court set. Let's work the ball. Let's get the, penetrate and kick. We got shooters now. Vit, Dame, Drew, Sharp, if he's on, I mean, even Tumani. That's something that everybody said this year. We didn't have shooters. We don't have the consistency, but we have everybody, in my view, has all stepped their game up. Tumani hitting what? What do you want? 8 for 10?
There,
That's
I
dumb.
mean, we definitely have people that are capable of shooting well. They're just not consistent enough.
Consistent. Yeah, true.
And I mean, personally, I think Scoot is a better shooter than Shaden is, more consistent.
I think
He's
he's
got
more consistent. His
he's got a
his
better base under his
yeah,
shot than Shaden. Shaden has gotta get his feet squared away and
yeah,
work
yep.
on his
Shaden's
balance and getting his feet squared. It's like that
Shaden is
whole
starting to. He's getting that Dame in Shaden's way. He's getting that I can make the difficult shot.
right.
I can get the shot off. I can get the fadeaway. I can get the
But that is
fadeaway from.
fool's gold.
It's not. No, he needs to be able to do that. But I mean, like you say it though too. When he gets his feet under him, Shaden's getting to the point where it's like, oh, that's good. He shoots a three, and when he's open and he says, he gets that. I get that half second to settle, take the shot, square it up, feet set, boom. You're just like, oh, that's going in, and it's just
Yeah.
boom. You know, Scoot's shot. Watching him over the summer, the little bit you saw, at least that I saw, he's got that. He's yeah, you're very well. His base is better. It's interesting to watch. I've seen him and Dame, and they both start to have that just super squared. Their body it's made to shoot like perfect form almost. Dame
Right.
has I think one of the prettiest shots out there. Even it's not technically proper the way the ball kind of literally floats on his hand before he releases it, and then he kind of rolls it off. If you watch it,
Yeah,
it's weird.
it's crazy how much power he gets into his shot without
Yeah.
looking like he's trying that hard.
Yeah, it like Steph's form. I know we're jumping off topic here. Steph's form and the way he shoots, he uses it. It's an economy of motion. Everything comes from legs and up, and that's one
And
entire
it's
sweet,
so quick
sweet
too.
release. Yeah, it's and that's why he can shoot that long in games. I think everything is one smooth single motion. But like the couple of years, the playoff game or the All Star games when they both were launching half quarters,
Mhm.
it looks to me, it's like Steph can shoot that, but
It's
that
more
isn't.
effort for him.
Yes, where Dame shoots it, you're like, that was a jump shot. That dude shot a jump shot,
Oh,
and it was just
barely
like
a
it's going.
jump. It's closer to a set shot than a jump shot. I mean, he
Yeah,
gets like his jump is a couple inches off the ground.
yeah, yeah. You're true. He's not. I'm going to elevate off the ground and shoot. But yeah, his doesn't look. His looks effortless from 50 feet, which is dumb to say.
Yeah.
Or 45 feet, 47 feet if it's half court, 94 feet. Yeah, so that's yeah. But yes, the base and what they get. I don't know where we got off on guards. Sorry. Squirrel.
All
Um,
right, so
do you
let's
want to say what you would do?
uh
What would you do for that team if you were saying, would you bring in waves? How would you do that? We were going
the
down that path.
rotation. Um
Would you do whole everybody mass subs minus whoever's shooting a free throw?
I don't know. I think it's tricky because if you do the whole hockey wave and sub out 5 people at a time, it's like whatever on court chemistry you had is potentially just walking off the floor and going and sitting down in chairs. And so from that aspect of it, I don't like it. But then you're also bringing in 5 fresh bodies. So from an energy standpoint, it could be it could be good. I don't know. I think I'd probably lean towards what you were describing. You have to bring in a couple people at a time just to maintain some continuity. And
The- you can't do it like this in the pros, but coaching at the youth level, the mass substitution is all five of you are not ready to play. Get off the floor.
right,
You five go. You sucking it up. You five go in there and do it. The other thing I was gonna say though, if you're taking that five off that have chemistry, are they gassed or are you just subbing them so they're subbing? And also that new five is gonna walk in and go, great, we have chemistry because we're all ready to play and we're all playing
I
together.
mean
They're gonna create
that's
their
definitely
own.
possible, but I think it's not as common as maybe struggling a little bit when you bring in 5 new players. Generally, when you're
Well,
bringing in 5 I mean, typically around the league, if you're bringing in 5 new players, it's because the 5 that are
fourth
on the
quarter and you're down
floor have
30.
crapped their pants, and you need to get them
Yes.
off the floor so they can change diapers. I mean, it
But if you look at that, we could literally do that. We're again our bench, we bring in Drew Holiday, Scoot, Vit, Jeremy, and Rob Williams. That can be a starting five.
yeah,
Not a super strong starting five, as you know, it's not elite, but that is you have a world champion in Drew. You have Scoot that is going to be an attacking guard. You have Vit who's a shooter. You have Jeremy Grant who's a forward that's like who you're going against their bench forward. They're going to be good, but who do they stop? Do
yeah,
they stop Vit? Or I got to run and chase Vit, or do I got to stay on Jeremy? And then you got Rob Williams. We already see what he does all the time in the middle. Anything that's within the vicinity or of the rim, he can get a hand on. He can get a hand on it.
yep.
And you have vets, you have youth, you have shooters. I mean, I don't know. I yes, I agree that it's going to be. Hey, you guys all five sucked. Just get your ass on the bench. You don't deserve to play. New five, go. And the NBA that usually doesn't work unless you're
I
getting your
mean,
ass handed to you in the
yeah,
fourth.
that is typically how it goes, but I guess what we're trying to outline is that, that wouldn't be the case in what it like, you would be bringing them off the floor after 4 minutes because they're gassed because they've been running their asses off,
Yeah,
and you're expecting a higher tempo and a higher level of effort for your shorter bursts on the floor, and
yeah.
in that case, I don't know,
I think you got to play.
it could
It's going to
work.
be a read. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still like the waves of them where you bring people in, and again it's going to be matchups. That's always what it comes down to. Who do you match up well against, or are they just picking on Dame for the, hey, we're just running a pick and roll with 2 6'10" guys, and Dame always, we're going to just go hunt for that. I don't think, which teams don't do that very often, to be honest. But yeah, that's the only thing I see that you would sub out and then you go big, and then it's like, okay, great. Now you guys, then you just, okay, Dame shifts to the other group. We bring in Jeremy and go a giant freaking front line. Who cares? Our point guard's now Deni. We have Shaden and Grant and Tumani and Donovan. Who do you want to pick on now? Oh, now Dame's coming off the bench to go against your second group. You guys are done. You now have shooters all over the place, and you can't hit. You've just spent all your top team trying to stop our top team or our starters,
Yeah.
which is what we want. We want versatility, which is
Yep.
all right. Are we shifting gears to
GM,
possible?
GM
Yes,
John,
GM.
who are you going to cut to sign City Sissoko to a NBA contract? And are you also going to cut someone else to sign Caleb? Or are you going to not use up his last 6 games as a two-way player and punt that decision till the offseason?
So I guess I need to know a little bit. I think I'm with you, and we touched on this at the start. Matisse is probably going to get moved to keep a spot for City. I think that would be this healthy thing to do for the team. Um, I'm with you. I don't like to see Matisse go. I think he is a unique defensive player, extremely smart. He looks, he understands it and knows where to be. Um, he doesn't. He makes us better when he's on the floor. At that point, um, I was going to say if we keep to make a place for Love, if we keep him over the summer, if we use all his stuff and he goes back to G League, somebody else can pick him up, right? Is that the way that
If
is?
so, basically, we need to cut 2 roster spots. So 2 NBA contracts, not two-way players, um
To be able to keep him on the
not
squad.
Javante Cook. Um you need to cut 2 players to sign those 2 players. If you make it to summer, then Caleb's two-way contract is over and he's an unrestricted free agent and anyone can sign him.
Yes, he can
So
sign anywhere.
yeah,
there's a part of me. Do we? I would see how it goes for the end of the season. We have Scoot back, so he's probably going to play less if Drew stays healthy. But even in Utah, it's like he came in and he hit like what 13, 17 points or something. He had a solid game, you know.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know who else I'd cut. That's tough. Repair. I hate to say that.
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean, like, yeah, it's tough.
Murray. I don't. I mean, Murray hasn't. Murray's been out. That's injury as well. You know, you just
Murray, I
wave an injured
like
player.
I like so much of what Murray does, except for his whatever mental demons he's got going on with his shooting, and why he has such a lack of confidence in something that he should be good at. I
It'd be
it
interesting to see him
it's
get time
baffling.
because if you look at Repair, we touched on this and I said this earlier. His game, he comes in now and I'm like, okay, he's shooting that shot, but I'm like, okay, good. He's got a chance at going in because you can tell he works on his shot. And usually, recently, he only takes one or two threes, it seems, but he hits them. And it's like, dude, you've been sitting on the bench for half the game or more, and you're coming in third quarter fairly pressured, you know, and you hit shots and you're ready. He's falling into the do-op role, um, where he's just being ready to play, which is
Yeah.
good. Um, I think, and yeah, it's just that's a confidence that he's got. I agree with you. Murray seems to. It's like he started to get that before he got hurt. You know, you started to see little things where it's like, all right, you can shoot that shot. It's not the best shot for you, but you can shoot it,
He
and
was also being much more aggressive of getting to the basket and dunking with 2
yeah,
hands.
very true. Yeah, he was not
Like,
afraid
I
to do
don't
that.
actually don't think he dunks in anything other than 2 hands.
They made a comment on. I think either you made a comment or they made a comment where it's like he doesn't. Yeah, he always goes in with two hands to try to dunk it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. That's a. What is yours? Are you in the same boat? Are you? What is? How do you see that?
I I definitely for City, yes, I think he has earned himself a spot, and as you just outlined, unfortunately, Matisse is probably the most likely person to get cut because he's not available. And it's not that we don't
Yeah,
like him, and it's not that we don't like what he brings to the team, both just attitude and on the court. I mean, he's kind of an abysmal shooter, but his defense is just otherworldly. And when he's healthy, he's an incredible athlete too.
good,
Um,
good for a few steals, some stops, and it's just yeah. He makes
he's a totally different kind of incredible defender than Tamani Kamara. So when you bring him in, he's a change of pace on your defense without a drop in the level of pressure. He's just a different kind of pressure coming
very
from
well put.
a
Very well put.
different a different place than Tamani's much more up in your face, where Matisse is much more of like lull the guy, let him get a step on you, and then pick it from behind or block him from behind, or that those are his
Yeah, yeah.
specialties. So unfortunately, yes, I would cut Thibault to get City. And as far as Caleb, I think that I would ride his 6 remaining games and just not play him for most of the rest of the season so that you can wait till the summer to make that decision with him. Because on one hand, I like Caleb's scoring and shooting ability better than
Sure.
Rupert, better than Murray. But Rupert and Murray are 6'7", 6'8", with extremely long arms, and Caleb Love is another 6'2" guard.
Yeah,
So big is big, and you can't fake big, and you can't, uh, artificially be big. It's like, uh, so I don't know. I guess it would be what does Rupert show you through the last 26 games of the season? Does Murray get healthy? Does he show you something? If the answer
yeah.
to either of those things is no, then that's your answer as to who gets cut. Um, but the other thing
Yeah.
is that by punting the Caleb decision to the summer, that does give you the wiggle room of being able to make a move where you're sending more players out than you take back, and then that opens up the roster spots that you don't have to cut somebody. So that's another
Yeah.
possibility that brings around. I don't know. It's a tough decision, but it's also the end of the bench, and I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's like I'm glad those guys got their opportunities, and they probably both earned themselves like a real NBA contract, which for them is life changing money and um, just incredible opportunities. So that's fantastic.
Yep. Um, all right, GM to the next. Shall we go to the next question?
Sure. Yeah. The next one is that everybody's talking about that it's most likely in
Supersonics.
the next few weeks that Adam Silver is going to announce league expansion and that Seattle and Vegas are going to be the teams. And I didn't put this in the list. Well, yeah, I did. That means an expansion draft. So, in an expansion draft, you get to protect 8 players. Coach John, GM John, who are the 8 players that you are protecting?
I don't think you have to protect Dame because he has a no trade clause. And I don't think anybody's going to be dumb enough to just pick somebody that went back here.
No, that I don't think no trade clauses apply to the expansion draft. You have to protect him or else somebody else could take him.
That would be interesting. Then I would go Tamani, Clingan, Sharp, Deni, Dame, Scoot, Grant. Depending how we're going to do that, I might even go Wesley or Drew. I think that is how I would do that.
Yeah.
Um, I think you can't. Tamani, Denny, to give Scoot the opportunity. You keep Dame because he's Dame. Um, Sharp and Klingon and Grant. Grant's had just a. He's been great. Um, those 7, and then either Drew or Wesley, depending how you want to do it. Drew's awesome for that, but I think he'd be fine if he goes wherever. He's Wesley. Contract wise is better, and then um, he adds a he adds a dimension of our defense that nobody else brings to the table. Um, I don't know if you heard any of that. So if you got speaker going, um, yeah, it's a yeah. I don't know. Yeah, or you also you protect those and hope we don't get the other guys picked. You
Yeah.
know,
I think I'm pretty much the same players. It's for me it is for sure it's Dame, Tamani, Danny, Scoot, Shaden, Klingon.
yeah. I said Jeremy, Drew, Wesley, and that's I
I got
there's
2
none
more.
of the yeah.
So
Do you keep somebody else besides Grant? I mean, yeah, Williams be great, but again, is it? He's a every other game
no,
player.
I don't think I can't protect Williams because of his injury history, and I
Yeah.
think that other people are not going to pick him because of the same reason.
Yep.
Um, Jeremy and Drew are tough because they both are our 32, $34 million players, and I don't know. I would probably lean towards protecting both of them, which means that you're not protecting Yang. So maybe okay. I know I'm going to rethink that. I'm not going to protect Drew because he's going to be 37 and he's going to be making $34 million. And if a expansion team wants to pick him, then so
That's a
be it.
lot for their salaries.
It
Jesus Christ.
is, but they also, I mean, you have to like you can't you have to fill up your salary. There's a
Yeah,
minimum salary cap as well as a maximum.
but that's a 37-year-old point guard. It's a
Right, but he's a
fucking
vet and it's a culture setter,
eighth
and
of your
so
chunk.
I could see people picking him because of just the veteran leadership and the culture setter and that kind of stuff. So, but once again, it's like if you're picking between two players, it's like, do you want to keep the 6'9" player or do you want to keep the 6'4" player? And um, Jeremy's a few years younger as well. I think he has less of an injury history.
He
Um,
doesn't have. Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't have much of one.
I mean, his
I know.
injuries the last few years have been more
Tank,
a
tank
desire
injury.
to vacation.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, I think I would lean towards protecting Young and letting Drew dangle. And see if the expansion teams want to pick Drew or Repair or City or that that would suck if we like cut players to sign City and Caleb, and then we don't protect them in the draft, and then we lose City and Caleb in the expansion
that
draft,
would that
and we
would be
lost the
horrible.
players that we cut. That would suck. Oh man,
So they would at that point you wouldn't. Well, it depends. That's 2 years down the road, right? When is that expansion draft
it
even
could
possible?
happen pretty quick. They're talking about because both Seattle and Vegas have arenas. Like they don't need to build arenas.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the name. I saw
they're
the
talking
name of
about
the.
like announcing this summer and then take the next year to set up your organizations and then have the expansion draft in the 26 27 um, year. And so it could be just like a year and a half away. And then the other thing that would happen with that is since the West gets two teams, one Western team is going to have to go to the East, which is probably going to be Memphis or OKC,
Minnesota.
just based on geography. I mean,
Yeah, just yeah. What was the name? The name of the the Las Vegas team was horrible name. It was like Las Vegas.
I haven't heard a
Uh,
name yet. It's going to be some
I thought,
stupid gambling related thing. I mean,
yeah, yeah, yes, yes.
what the
It was
WMAA teams? What are they called? The Aces.
Aces or that. Yeah. It was the. Oh gosh, dang it! I saw it somewhere. They said the Supersonics, which is pretty straightforward. That's easy. But it was the Las Vegas. Yeah, it was a dumb, just horrible.
Las Vegas money grubbers.
um, trying to find it. I just saw it. Um,
Yeah, I haven't
yes.
heard a proposed name for them yet.
Oh, Vandals. Oh, Vandals, Scorpions, Lions. It wasn't that. I saw the little. I don't know. I saw a post somewhere of it.
Well,
Um,
this can be your
ugh,
homework for next episode.
yeah,
All
sure.
right. Wow, we have been recording for 90 minutes. This is a long one. Wow. Well,
Let's end it there. And all I want to
yeah.
say, I know we wanted to touch on something else because we can do that somewhere else because no one's going to watch this. If they get to this point, they're not going to care about what we want to talk on with my
Right,
sisters
right. Yeah,
or
definitely.
the
So,
that part. So
um yeah, thank you all for watching. If you've made it this
thank you.
far, wow, you are a trooper, man, listening to us wax poetic this long. But
If you have
like
comments and you Yeah, like, comment down, give us your takes on some of the things we talked about. What would you do for a rotation? Who would you protect in that draft if that expansion happens? Um, and yeah, Deni being an all-star, Dame going for number 3. Um, throw your comments to us. We want to hear them. We want to answer them. Create some communication, interaction.
Yeah, definitely. We appreciate it. We appreciate all the support we've gotten so far, and we continue to want to grow the channel. So, with that, John, you have something to say? So,
Go Blazers!
go Blazers.
That's it. We out.
Oh, wait, you're not going to mention the.
No, I'm gonna say save that for. At this point, it's so late. We could touch on it earlier. I was gonna say
Okay.
we're this long in. It's just
Yeah.
too much.
All right.
Yeah, we should get to it, but we'll do another one.
Well, my cat has decided that she needs to give me some love. And
L L. Oh, she can't hear that.
no. Well, maybe she can.
She's like, what? Wait.
She
Oh,
wants to eat the microphone. She's going to eat the microphone. She's going to eat the microphone. There you go. There you go. All right. Well, thank you all for watching.
go
And until the next time,
go Blazers.
go Blazers.